Welcome everybody to your weekly energy update, and boy, boom, we start off this week on October 9th with a huge full moon in Aries. It's going to be at 14:54 Mountain Time here in the US, which would of course be 2:54 p.m. in the afternoon, so you can adjust it to wherever you're at in the world. And full moons are a great time for a unveiling and letting go type of ceremony. And to make the most of the energies, you do want to do it like 8 hours before the full moon hits. It's like you're preparing the things that you're getting ready to let go, and you can take advantage of this beautiful releasing energy of the full moon that 8 hours before that time. You also can make the most of this energy by focusing on those themes that cover the Aries energy. You know, Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, so it is about birth and early childhood challenges. So some things there you can look into for releasing. It is ruling over the human body and the ego, our image, our identity, those types of things. Also our individuality rather than of a group. It's about us being our own and our freedom. Also, you know, it has to do with abandonment and loneliness, you know, with being left to ourselves. And of course, with the Aries fiery energy and it being the first sign, it is about new directions, radical change. Also, all this fiery energy. Where are you focusing it? How is it flowing? There is also this theme around timing and having patience with the divine timing, right? And of course, this fiery energy is about competition, controlling, which equals drama. So for, you know, this reading, we're going to look at those energies. And as far as the physical body, Aries rules over like the eyes, the ears, the brain, and everything that relates with the head. So, you know, when we're looking at what we want to release, anything around those themes will make it even more for us. So, you know, definitely enjoy the process, enjoy this moon. It's a wonderful time of renewal and release. For this reading, we're just going to be asking Creator and Spirit what they'd like us to know about what we are ready to let go of. What aren't we seeing that we are ready to release? So, of course, I'll have a reading for each individual zodiac sign, and we're going to jump into yours right now. All right, Scorpios, this is your weekly energy update. We're going to start off by pulling a card here from the Power of Surrender deck. Any of the cards I use in a reading, I do list in the description box below, so if you want to pick any of those up. For yourself, you know where you can grab those. So we'll see here what Spirit and Creator want you to know about what you are ready to let go of. Let's take a look. All right, that is the one right away. They are ready to talk. And it says, surrender worry. I love that for you. And it says, make a commitment not to lead an anxiety-driven life. When worries arise, breathe them out of your body. Focus on the power of your heart and have faith that Spirit is guiding you always. Wow. Yep, all your Scorpio energy there, you know, this can happen, but I love that they are bringing it up for you because that means you are ready to let this life of worry go, to let this consistent, and it may not be an entire life full of it, but there might be something that has been on your mind and that you've been worrying about that you are ready to let go of. We're also going to pull from the Into the Lonely Woods deck here and see what they would like you to know more about this. This worry. What is going on here? All right. So for all our Scorpios, what else would you like them to know, please? All right. I do want this one right here. And do you have, and is it lonelier at night? Question mark. That is card number 39. We'll put that right here. And let's see what message comes with that in regards to your worry. It says, at night we become strange as moonlight, right? Too many people have starved for solitude and silence and intimacy with the self. Without solitude, without self-knowledge, without the stranger self, we cannot love another or know them truly. Others are not our saviors, nor is their role to fill the space and silence of night or of day. We must do this first by entering the void of night and bringing it to life. In this way, we will have something worthwhile to share along the way. The dawn will come, but let the night's peculiar light illuminate the wild world that resides within you. And when you do this, what was once unseen will reveal itself and share the road with you a while. Wow. I do love that. So, definitely there's this message here about the worry has to do with relationships, about being alone and feeling alone, not having, and it can be not having friends, family, or of course romantic relationship, that there's not this person that helps complete our nights, to fill our days, and we don't want to feel that emptiness. But that's part of this journey, because in experiencing the emptiness, you realize you're not empty at all, and you find your wholeness and your fullness from within. So I'm excited to see what else they want to communicate around this, and we are going to use the Spirit Song Tarot, which is one of my new decks. I actually have 2 new tarot decks. Haven't had any in a very long time. I did a personal intervention, and I haven't purchased any since April. So, but it came time for these new spirit-led purchases, as I call them. Now, I have been using these also in my live broadcasts that I've been doing, and if you haven't heard yet, I actually started going live every day offering free readings. So, and it's mainly on YouTube, Sunday through Friday. I go on 7 p.m. Mountain Time, Saturdays 8 p.m. Mountain Time, because on Saturdays I also go on Instagram at 5 p.m. Mountain. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday mornings, I go Friday 11 a.m., Saturday 11 a.m., and Sunday 10 a.m. currently, all Mountain Time, because I know I have people all over the world, and I don't want you to have to stay up to 2 a.m. to try to catch me live. So if you haven't caught me and you want to come check it out, come say hi. I'd really love to see you there. All right, so let's see what else Spirit wants you to know here about these filling of the nights or of the days, and the worry of being alone. And one more time here. All right. So what else would you like our Scorpios to know, please? What else for our Scorpios? Okay, they do want that one. And those right there. Okay. So these are your cards. Let me just get them scooched out here. All right, and we will start with this one over here. You have the 3 of Feathers, which is the 3 of Swords in the Standard Tarot. Even says on there, releasing these expectations of what other people are supposed to be for you and who you are supposed to be for other people as well. The 3 of Feathers is normally has a huge heart on it with 3 swords stuck in it, which is, I call it the expectations card, but also, the heart is usually cracked or being repaired or whatever, which represents our perception of heartbreak and our experience of that disappointment when those expectations are not met. I always say expectations equal disappointment, because there's no way that anyone could ever live up to one person, all of their expectations, or everyone's expectations in one moment. So, that does equal disappointment. And so this fear, this worry that's coming in here, this is about you releasing these expectations of who you need to be and who other people are supposed to be to you. Yeah. Because you have the King of Feathers, King of Swords, which they will have the Ace of Swords in the Standard Tarot, which allows you to connect to higher truths that are rooted in unconditional love of who you really are, But at the same time, it's a double-edged sword. It allows you to cut away these thoughts and these beliefs that no longer serve you. That's where the worry is created, where the fear comes in of people not living up to who you need them to be, and you not living up to who they need you to be. And all those perceptions that we need someone on the outside of us are what these expectations are. Their opinions, their lies, their illusions, because you will learn as you go through this that you are powerful. You're the, king, the king of your own jungle. You don't need anyone else to fulfill you and to make you whole. You can find it within yourself. And then everyone else is extra. Everyone else is above and beyond. We'll see what else they have to say here too. Yeah. Queen of Feathers, Queen of Swords. So again, very much all these mindsets and these things of what you need to examine, all these long list of rules that you have around lovability and acceptability, both for yourself and for others. This is freedom that comes from all this. So perfect for you, Scorpios, because of course you do rule over a lot. Your 8th house does rule over a lot of relationships and intimacy, and all this is about releasing all of that restriction you have around who people need to be and who you need to be. Oh my gosh. You have the 5 of Feathers, the 5 of Swords as well. Oh my gosh. So for being a water sign, you sure are in your mind a lot with all of this. You have a lot on your mind. The 5 of Feathers does represent conflict around trying to prove that your small t truths and expectations are more truer and more important than other people's small t truths and expectations. So it kind of has this conflict that happens, along the lines of, no, this is who you're supposed to be and what you're supposed to do. And they're like, no, you're supposed to do this. No, you're crazy. Because this is how you were raised, right? You're like, you don't have the awareness that everyone else also grew up differently with a whole different list, or some things similar, some things way different, some things contradictory too. And when we're all trying to prove that our expectations are the correct ones, that's where battles happen. Fighting, you have the armadillo here. You roll up in a ball to protect yourself. So this is freedom from conflict as you release yourself and everyone else from these expectations that are out there. Yay! And you got the World card, which is great. What a way to end all of that, is that this is the ending of major cycles and the beginning of a new adventure. So you are ending the cycle of these extreme expectations and the battling, trying to make everyone live up to who you think they should be. And more importantly, this means you have yourself under a long list of rules where you just are exhausted trying to live up to all of them. We're also going to pull here from the Tarot of Dragons. And let's take a look here and see what else they would like you to know. Okay, they do want you to have that one. All right, what else for our Scorpios, please? What else for our Scorpios? Okay, they do want that one and that one and just that one. So let's take a look here and see what else came up here for you. King of Swords coming in again. So definitely reiterating the message of it's time to get out of the mind and out of all those expectations, and into your element of water. Get into your heart and your intuition more. All these thoughts and all these stories of who people are supposed to be and should be, need to be, who you're supposed to be, need to be, should be, blah, blah, blah. It's time for freedom from that, for sure. Yay! And you have the Strength card. See on the ground there how they have the Ace of Swords down here too? I love how they interpret that, because this is your human self having this human experience. And this up here is your higher self. And the message of the Strength card is that you as this dragon, this human, comes down here, and you're hungry and you're thirsty, and you're told to look out here for that which will quench your thirst and fill up your stomach. And that's relationships, situations like education, jobs, social status, things like that. And also things like our bodies, our possessions, our bank accounts. Well, the dragon goes and eats of each of those things, and as it's eating it, it's becoming more hungry. It's drinking, it's becoming more thirsty. It's desperate. It's roaring, it's burning things down with its fiery breath. It's angry, it's hungry, angry. And our higher self, of course, is always aware of our dragon, and our dragon in the beginning is not aware of our higher self. And that's why it's so desperate. It just feels alone. It feels abandoned. That's why that desperation is kicked in. And then our higher self comes down, and it doesn't try to kill the dragon. It doesn't try to cage the dragon to protect other people from it, or try to control or manipulate the dragon, because it knows what the dragon is truly hungering for is the unconditional love of back home. That's not finding it out in the outside world. But it's very convenient that our higher self is made of that unconditional love. So that means it can come up and give the dragon a big hug and give it all the love it's looking for. And it transforms from this fierce dragon with fire breathing to a little baby dragon sitting in the lap of our higher self, feeling whole, complete, not thirsty, not hungry, feeling this love that it's been searching for all along. And that is what helps transform all this, because you are finding this love from within. The Ace of Swords allows you to connect to those truths that are rooted in that unconditional love, instead of all those small t truths of the human world that are rooted in the fear of losing a conditional love. So perfect card to come out for all this. And then you have the Ten of Pentacles, which is great. Ten of Pentacles. Pentacles is how you relate to your outside world. And the Ten of Pentacles is this abundance that comes, this abundant feeling, overflowing. You find your worth from within, and it fills you up and overflows out to the world as well. So definitely this is like the ending that comes through that. Let's see what your final card is here. Yeah, any of the Fool card. So you have the World, which is the last card in the Major Arcana, and then you have it starting all over again. Here's that new adventure, the new journey that you have that is free of worry, and full flowing, feeling this love fill you up and overflow. So, we don't have to be deceived thinking that the rest of our life will be wonderful every second. As long as we have our human side here, we're working on unconditioning and removing the blocks we have between us and unconditional love. And it's not, an horrible, arduous journey, because we can remove things so much more quickly than doing it. You know how, like, if you've ever moved and how long it takes you to pack and to fill up a truck, and you're like, oh my God, it took like 5 hours. And then you get somewhere and you unload it in an hour, because it's easier to unload all our crap than it is the time it takes to load it all up in there. So, just know that it is a beautiful new adventure and a journey, and it becomes more and more exciting the more and more free you become. So I do love this for you, Scorpios. If you are looking for more messages of love from above, in addition to these weekly energy updates, I also put out monthly readings for each individual zodiac sign and a few other types of videos throughout the month. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those and get a notification immediately when those videos are available, if you give this video a little thumbs up by clicking the like button, and then also clicking the subscribe button, that's going to give you access to the notification bell. When you go in there, there's an all option, and if you select it, then you'll be notified of any new videos that come out on this channel, as well as when I'm going live. So if you feel inspired to do any of those things, please know I am very, very grateful for that, because in addition to doing those things, it also really helps my channel grow, and it also helps spread the Zen love. Because when you like or share a video, comment on a video, or subscribe to the channel, doing those things makes the YouTube algorithm so giddy happy it does want to automatically share my videos with other people as well. So again, if you feel inspired to do any of that, thank you so very much. Also, these are general readings, and if you're looking for even more specific information and specific answers for your life, I do offer personal readings, and I actually have recorded personal readings that are on a sliding price scale. So that means that each of them have like 3 different prices that you can choose for each of them, and so you can choose whichever one is more alignment with your budget at the time. So a little bit of flexibility there. If you're interested in any of that, it's all listed in the description box of this video below. Right, Scorpios, as you go through this wonderful releasing of this worry, please know every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the creator of all things. And of course, I love you too. Have an amazing week. We'll be talking soon. In the meantime, you hang in there and you take care.